I think my favourite Pukka product has to be one of our teas, Turmeric Active.
I love Revitalise because it's a bit spicy, it's really strong.
I think my favourite changes with the seasons.
I'm drinking it right now is elderberry and echinacea. I just really like because of that complexity.
The creation of the blends is a very mysterious process, but it starts with people who really understand herbs. It starts with practitioners and people who work in healthcare who are traditional Chinese medicine practitioners, they're Western herbal medicine practitioners, they may be Ayurvedic practitioners, and they bring this knowledge back into how we blend and how we address human health. And they work with the equipment we have within the laboratory to make sure that we are testing the right materials, that we are making the right decisions in every step of our supply chain, and generally that the quality of everything we make is absolutely Pukka. Seb is one of the co-founders of Pukka. We start on the very sort of inception side of the herb. First of all, looking at what's the need that we want to address. And we choose herbs that have been used in traditional practice for supporting those kind of needs within people. And then we start to look at how we build the recipe.
We received the first draft recipe from Johannes Sebastian. We prepare kitchen blends, so we assess them in hand-stitched tea bags. And that is very important for us because we are aiming to experience exactly what our consumer will once the product is hopefully launched. A key aspect that we always monitor is the fair content of our raw materials.
Fair for Life is a third-party certification process that ensures that the supply chain is both resilient and also that it cares on a social, environmental level. Quality is incredibly important to us at Pukka. We make sure that every single herb that we use in our blends, they're all organic, they're all also of the very highest grade you can get.
The tasting panel at Pukka will taste every single batch of Pukka blend that is produced. There are a couple of rules. Firstly, you cannot eat or drink for at least 30 minutes before a tasting. Anything that impacts your senses, that will really impact your taste buds as well. You also need a really good familiarity with our flavour wheel. We use a really specific vocabulary and descriptors when describing our blends.
It could be, for example, you have fruity or woody, and they mean kind of different things.
And then we also talk about the top notes. So they're the flavours that touch your tongue as soon as you take a sip. They're usually the more delicate flavours, the citrusy top notes or floral hints and aromatic notes. The subtleties of flavour profiles can slightly change with different brew times. So we always use a 5-minute brew, apart from for green and black teas. That will be the 3 minutes as they contain tannins. Over time, tannins can become more intense and their astringency and bitterness can mask some of the more delicate top notes or the subtle flavour complexities.
We look to nature for our colours. We look there for inspiration. I look at the details of those petals and I look at the details of those stamens and how they really are in nature. So, why does the bee go to that plant? Why is it so attracted to it? And then I will look at key herbs. So at the bottom of our helix, there's one large plant or herb, and that's the main flavour note of the tea or the most beautiful of the plants. So it really engages the consumer. The Pukka look and feel is bold, it's delicate at the same time, it's beautiful, it's colourful, and it's just full of life. We want the consumer to get really excited about opening our teas and see the beautiful story inside. So it doesn't stop from the outside, it continues on the inside, and we want them to have that journey. Pukka's unique because it's not just about the beautiful packaging, it's about the story behind it and how it started and how it's grown around the world.
Pukka has opened the eyes of people to the connection between people's health and the health of the planet upon which they're living.